Alright, so today we are going to be going through my everyday carry. Starting with number 1. I always have a coffee cup with me. Typically it's this one. It's the 10 ounce, I believe, Yeti. It's very small and it's insulated. The notepad, I keep this with me in my back pocket all the time. And then I keep a binder clip, I think that's what they call them. Basically, always on there. Typically when I open it up to start writing something, I want that thing to open to the next page, or the relevant page, that is. So right now, relevant page would be my notes for this. Next to my notebook that I'm always going to need is a pen. Typically when I'm out and about, I have this fountain pen here. It's a Parker mountain pen, and I think I got this for 30 bucks at Staples. It's really light, really small, keeps a ton of ink actually. I don't know it's there sometimes, which is really nice because you don't want a lot of weight on your person typically. And then when I'm at home, I have this Rotring, however you say that, fountain pen. This has blue ink in it, the other one had black ink. So if I'm writing notes, sometimes I'll know when I wrote it because it'll be blue or it'll be black, and that if it's blue, I probably was at home. Sometimes I'll pull out the black one just because it's in my pocket or convenient. But this one just kind of stays in my office, in my desk, or on top of it at least. So it's always there for me to use. So next up, I have my mini iPad. I believe this is the 6th generation. I really couldn't tell you, but I do know it's the newer versions because it's got no home button and it's nicer in that respect. So I just kind of have this for video or just watching videos on YouTube, and maybe the occasional scroll on Instagram if I'm trying to look at stuff or text through it, because I don't like to have that on my phone because I don't need it. I don't get enough text on there. But if I had just like that notification I just had, I'll just keep it there. That way if there's something important, it'll pop up, and if not, it just kind of hangs out in the back. I don't use it too often for social media purposes, but mostly just TV if I need to or if I want to. The other great use of this is a dual monitor system. So if I'm at school where I've got my laptop sitting in front of me, but I want another screen for ChatGPT or a news source, whatever I'm using it for, because some teachers encourage ChatGPT, especially the one that's computer oriented. So that comes in handy a lot compared to actually watching TV on this. Alright. So next up, I've got my phone here. iPhone 12, not a Max, not a Pro, not an anything, just a basic iPhone 12. I'm rocking the Kate Spade case on here. For some reason, it's never failed me. I've never broken my phone or anything with this case, so I use it religiously. Probably for the last 5-6 years, I'd say, depending on the phone. I got this phone primarily about 2 years ago, so I think before that I had an iPhone 10 or iPhone X, and that had a Kate Spade case too, so it's a must for me. But basically my phone is more things like music or texting people that I need to text or get a hold of, or calling people. So I don't really like to have social media on here. The only one that I do have is Big Marketplace. That one is used a bit more. However, I try to stay off my phone as best I can because I need to get other things done. Alright. So next up on the list, I have my Canon M6. This is a very nifty small camera, and it came with the original 15-45 kit lens, which is pretty nifty and small for what you need it for. However, I said I want a smaller lens, and I wanted kind of more of a point and shoot, less technology focused, but I still wanted the option for technology, because if I'm shooting a video like this and I need to get B-roll, but I got my camera set up in a weird position and I don't want to mess with it, I can pull this out, put a legitimate lens on it, and use it that way. But for the sake of having a nifty lens, I have a fixed 32mm. It's the Oreo lens. It is called the Dispo lens. But basically what it is they take the lens from a Kodak camera or one of those disposable cameras, and then they put it, A lot of them are overpriced for like 75 bucks. In my opinion, that's a lot. But this one was 49. And the $75 ones are like 3D printed and they don't look super, super clean. This Oreo one is pretty hilarious in my opinion. And it looks really clean. Like it looks like it was properly built compared to the ones that are 3D printed. Kind of have the etched lines all over it, which I'm not a fan of. So I kind of just keep this in here. It fits into my bag easier. It kind of tucks away. It fits in my pocket technically if I really want. If I didn't have a strap, I could probably zip this up. But yeah. So this is pretty awesome for what it is. I don't know the stats on it. Maybe if I want to do a proper camera review video, I'll get a ton of the stats and whatever else people want. But I wanted something to put in a bag, right? So this is awesome. And I just have a nice, I think it's 100 millimeters, average camera strap. Pull it out, boom. It is the Mark 1, so I'm pretty sure there's like a couple features that I'm missing. But I don't notice it, really. Like, you wouldn't know. Alright, next up, I've got the Husky 25 feet tape measure. It's got an auto lock feature, so you pull it out, it locks, and then you press that to close it, which is a bit backwards from the usual ones that I see, but I don't mind it. I keep this in my office, kind of just in my desk drawer, because, you know, it's small, compact enough to do that. I like it. I always seem to need a tape measure, especially in that room, whether I'm measuring stuff on the desk or if I'm in here actually measuring distances between camera and me. The list goes on for when I need to use it randomly, and it's way more than I think. Alright, so the next item I have in my everyday carry is my knife. I keep this on me most of the time. It is for utility purposes, obviously. Whether it's cutting up a box or cooking, you know, I gotta take those really tight saran wraps off of the steak packaging. Whatever it is, I typically pull this out. I don't know the brand. There's no brand. I got it from my mother. It was in her toolbox and she never touched it, so I took it, sort of. But yeah, it's a very simple, plain knife. It does what you want a knife to do. Obviously, check your laws if you want to carry one every day. So to piggyback off of this knife that I have, what I use to carry it is this sheath. I forget the brand entirely. However, this sheath sits on my belt and then it carries my knife. So it's very convenient that way. And then when I bought this, this came in a set of 2 by my knife. And then this is my wallet. They are very similar for obvious reasons. Basically, there's a third panel to this, but I cut it off and I stitched it back up. And then I put the ID card, I opened this side up so I could slide it in this way. So it fits a bit slimmer because I hate fat wallets. I think they're useless. I'm not sure why they don't make wallets like this where you get 3 cards, a money pocket or 2, and an ID spot. It's so simple, yet no one does it. I got this, I stitched it myself, and then I have a matching set that I have with me mostly every day. And then while we're on the topic of leather things, I've got one other item. These are my boots. Not much to say about these other than the fact that they are a leather sole. They've got really pretty flowers all over them, which I thought were really unique because I just cannot find a decent boot that I like. One thing about these that I think is really funny is the fact that these are women's boots, but they fit my feet like a glove. Like, I've never, like that oomph that people talk about when they get a cowboy boot, I've never had that until I put these on. The minute I put them on, I was like, I'm buying these. I have to. So I really like flowers, so I got these for that reason, but also for their shape and fit. These are a women's 10M, so medium. I don't know why they put an M if it's a women's. But 10M, that's size 8, I believe, in men's. And then the brand is Cheyenne. I've never heard of them until I got them. I got them in Bellingham. Boot Barn, and not much else to say about them. Pretty good boot. They've held up from a lot of scuffing. So next on the list in the leather goods department, I have my belt. So this belt is from Red Dirt Hat. I didn't know that's what the RH stood for, or RDH, I guess, in their logo. On the inside of this belt, they've got kind of a fun, almost pinkish red to yellow to blue coloring. You could debatably wear this belt inside out. I've never done it. I had the thought, but I never did it. And then on this side here, there's this really nice, kind of like a brown leather to match my boots. If you look close enough, there is some white seeping through. The smallest size I could find is a 34, and I am skinnier than that. So I did have to poke like a bunch of extra holes all the way down, just so that different buckles that I have could fit. So that's my belt. I wear this belt religiously every day unless I have a black boot on, which I don't have at the moment. So basically this is all I put on and wear. In terms of buckles, if we're moving over to jewelry department, this is the Red Dirt Hat buckle that it came with. It's kind of just that one prong, whatever you call it, kind of buckle. I wear this one typically if I'm just doing things day to day. So I'll typically have this with my knife on this belt. Sometimes, if I'm going out, sometimes I'll wear this one. However, if I'm going out and I want to make a statement, I have this Montana Silversmith buckle. I've been eyeing this one for about 4 years until about maybe the start of last year, so 2024, January or so. I was like, I need to get this, so I finally said, heck with it, I'm gonna buy it. It's kind of got this cowboy with his horse kneeling to a cross, and then kind of this fun swirl on kind of a black obsidian that I really like. A lot of buckles have bowls and stuff like that on them, and I was like, I don't ride bowls. My camera just decided to stop recording. But yeah, so this, the one with the cross kind of aligns the most with kind of where I come from, growing up, etc. More than a horse or a bull or something in that theme would have. So I like this one. Kind of got a silver and gold plate to it. And yeah, so this is what I put on when I'm going to the bar or somewhere fancier, or if I'm just trying to look a bit more presentable and make a statement. Okay, next up I've got watches. Starting off, this is the Tissot Seastar. It is a quartz watch that can go the depths of 30 bar, which is 300 meters, which is way more than most pro divers ever go. 50 meters is like most of what pro divers do. So this is overkill, and I didn't really buy it for that, but I did want a diver watch. This was the first watch I'd ever picked up. And I use it to this day. It's more utilitarian, for sure. It's very heavy because it's quartz, but it also has a chronograph function on this side. So I got it for that as well, so I could time things if I so wanted to. And it's got screw-down crowns on every button on the side here to make sure it can withstand the water and depth levels. The other one that I wear, probably more now since I bought it, is the trusty Casio Merlin. It's pretty simple design, just a dive watch, very rugged. I've heard bad things about the glass on the top, or the fact that it's not like some sapphire crystal. I don't care, but it is what it is. It does the job, so that's cool. All in all though, it's kind of the ideal beater watch, so I do end up wearing this kind of with that belt and buckle combo that I talk about that I always wear. So I don't mind if I scratch this or do anything weird to it. And I'm rocking the NATO strap on it so that if it breaks or something gets caught, it'll hopefully still be attached and I don't need to worry about it in that capacity. So I do love it for that. And then I do find it gets more wrist time than this one, unfortunately. But most of the time I'm using this one for dancing at the bar or anything like that. Just because this is some weird stretchy fabric. It's not like fixed or anything. I'm not sure what condones a real one. It's kind of nice because I can just kind of slide it on. But Yeah. So next up I've got a bracelet here. I got this from my best friend. I wear it every day. That was the deal we had. It was hers, and then she was like, "Oh, I don't wear this. I'll give it to you if you wear it every day." I think it was too big for her. But I was like, okay. So anyway, for the sake of the video, I took it off for the start here. I'm going to put it back on and wear it. Just because I do wear it every day. So yeah, and then moving on, last thing in jewelry, I have this Tiffany Co. necklace that my mom got me. I do wear it typically if I'm wearing like a button up like I am right now. I'll wear it just because it does seep through. But if I'm wearing t-shirts or hoodies, stuff like that, I won't wear it or I won't bother because it's not going to get seen anyways. But that is something that sits in the almost everyday category because almost every day I'm wearing pearl snaps or button-up shirts. So in terms of hats, my everyday hat in my felt collection here, we've got the Ariat 3X hat. I shaped it myself and then I reshaped it myself as well. I've got 2 toothpicks in it. If you know, you know. And then I've got a Montana Silversmith metal feather here. It's silver, so it kind of matches my buckle most of the time. I wear this to the bar typically. Again, it's more of a statement piece. But if I'm not trying to go for that feeling, typically opt for the ball cap or nothing for that matter. So this is Cowgirl Hardware. I think there's like a brother and sister brand for this company. I know they do make men's or cowboy hardware perhaps is their branding, and then this one's got a kind of a heart-shaped logo on that C, so it's Cowgirl. I think it has a crazy graphic design on it. It's got a bull here. Very 90s kind of feeling. I thought it just looked a lot nicer than a lot of the other ones, and every now and then I come by a hat and I'm like, I'm gonna get this one and I'll wear it for like a straight year or so. So basically that is the video of my everyday carry. Those are everything that I'm going to have on my person and or I'm wearing at least once a week or twice a week to the bar. I hope you enjoyed going through everything kind of. Obviously there's definitely more that I might wear, etc. or have. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.